Welcome back, seriously learners! Today, we will take a look at a psychological study about giving donations. First, I will break down some key vocabulary for you to understand the article, and then we will test your knowledge by reading the article in part 2. Let's get moving! Our first word is groundbreaking, which means a very new and a big change. For example, his latest movie is interesting, but not groundbreaking. His latest movie is interesting, but not groundbreaking. He was honored for his groundbreaking work in physics. He was honored for his groundbreaking work in physics. The second is boost contributions. To boost means to help or encourage something to increase or improve. Contributions is a gift or payment to a common fund or collection. For example, the Instagram advert boosted sales by 20%. The Instagram advert boosted sales by 20%. He made generous contributions to the children's charity. He made generous contributions to the children's charity. Third is contrary to conventional wisdom. Conventional wisdom means commonly believed ideas. Adding contrary turns it into a situation in which ideas or beliefs which are commonly accepted are proven wrong. For example, contrary to conventional wisdom, research has found that eating chocolate actually has health benefits. Contrary to conventional wisdom, research has found that eating chocolate actually has health benefits. Contrary to conventional wisdom, what motivates us to work isn't money, it's feeling a sense of purpose. Contrary to conventional wisdom, what motivates us to work isn't money, it's feeling a sense of purpose. Our fourth phrase is to shift focus. This means to move focus. For example, acts of kindness help shift your focus away from your worries and make you feel good. Acts of kindness help shift your focus away from your worries and make you feel good. I shifted my focus away from work and to my children. I shifted my focus away from work and to my children. Our fifth phrase is to hone in on, which means to focus on or concentrate on a goal. A common mistake native speakers make is to say home in on. That is not correct. For example, they're honing in on improving their teamwork by doing trust exercises. They're honing in on improving their teamwork by doing trust exercises. Since time is running short, we're honing in on completing the most important tasks first. Since time is running short, we're honing in on completing the most important tasks first. Number 6 is conducted. This means to organize and perform a particular activity. For example, we are conducting a survey to find out what our customers think of our service. We are conducting a survey to find out what our customers think of our service. How you choose to conduct your private life is your own business. How you choose to conduct your private life is your own business. Seventh, we have efficacy, which means the ability to produce a desired effect. For example, short frequent periods of exercise were shown to have greater efficacy than longer and less frequent ones. Were shown to have greater efficacy than longer and less frequent ones. There is a concern about the safety and efficacy of the vaccine. There is a concern about the safety and efficacy of the vaccine. Eighth, we have subtle. Yes, subtle has a silent B. This means not noticeable or obvious in any way. For example, The room was painted a subtle shade of orange. The room was painted a subtle shade of orange. He didn't seem to understand my subtle hints. He didn't seem to understand my subtle hints. Next is the phrase nothing short of. We use nothing short of to emphasize a situation or behavior. For example, the party was nothing short of a disaster. The party was nothing short of a disaster. Her recovery was nothing short of a miracle. Her recovery was nothing short of a miracle. Next, we have the word to skyrocket. This means to rise or increase extremely quickly. For example, house prices have skyrocketed in recent months. House prices have skyrocketed in recent months. Unemployment skyrocketed last year. Unemployment skyrocketed last year. Next, we have the word debunked. This means to show that something is not true. For example, the article debunks the notion that life exists on Mars. The article debunks the notion that life exists on Mars. Science debunked the belief that Earth is flat. Science debunked the belief that Earth is flat. Our next word is assumption. This means a thing that is accepted as true without proof. For example, the assumptions made about the economy's rate of growth proved to be incorrect. The assumptions made about the economy's rate of growth proved to be incorrect. People tend to make assumptions about you when you have a disability. People tend to make assumptions about you when you have a disability. Our next word is to indicate, which means to show that something is true. For example, he said he supported women's rights, but his actions have indicated differently. He said he supported women's rights, but his actions have indicated differently. Research indicates that eating habits are changing fast. Research indicates that eating habits are changing fast. Our next word is parameters, which means a fixed limit that establishes how something should be done. For example, the researchers must keep within the parameters of the experiment. The researchers must keep within the parameters of the experiment. We set parameters at work to be more efficient. We set parameters at work to be more efficient. Next, we have action paralysis. Paralysis means unable to move. It comes from analysis paralysis, which describes a situation when overthinking about a problem means we end up not doing anything. So action paralysis is a play on this term, meaning an inability to act due to overthinking. For example, I was unable to move forward with the project due to analysis paralysis. I was unable to move forward with the project due to analysis paralysis. She wanted to start a business, but analysis paralysis got the best of her. She wanted to start a business, but analysis paralysis got the best of her. Next, we have to shed light, which means to provide information about something or to make something easier to understand. For example, tracking the birds might shed light on their migratory nature. Tracking the birds might shed light on their migratory nature. Could you shed some light on your theory about the equation? Could you shed some light on your theory about the equation? Our next word is to refrain, which means to stop yourself from doing something. For example, I had to refrain from ordering every single cookie. I had to refrain from ordering every single cookie. Please refrain from smoking. Please refrain from smoking. Next up, we have intricacies, which means having a lot of complicated details. For example, do you understand the intricacies of our tax laws? Do you understand the intricacies of our tax laws? I've never mastered the intricacies of ballroom dancing. I've never mastered the intricacies of ballroom dancing. Finally, we have conversion rates, which means the number of people who signed up as a percentage of the total number of people who were invited to. For example, the marketing campaign had a low conversion rate. The marketing campaign had a low conversion rate. The website had a conversion rate of 66%. The website had a conversion rate of 66%. If you're finding this lesson helpful, like, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below. It gives me motivation and inspiration to continue making these for you. Ready to test your knowledge in part 2?
In a groundbreaking study focused on improving charitable donations to the American Cancer Society, researchers discovered a surprising strategy to boost contributions. Contrary to conventional wisdom, the study shifted its focus from understanding why people say yes to honing in on what makes them say no. The experiment, conducted through door-to-door interactions, tested the efficacy of 2 different request lines. The first one, would you be willing to help by giving a donation? The second one, would you be willing to help by giving a donation? Even a penny will help. While the change seemed subtle, the results were nothing short of remarkable. People who were asked the second request were twice as likely to donate, with response rates skyrocketing from 28% to nearly 50%. Surprisingly, the study debunked the assumption that mentioning a number would lead to smaller contributions. They found no difference in the average donation made, indicating that the second line did not result in decreased donation amounts. The researchers concluded that setting defined minimums can help people overcome action paralysis. It appears that donors may hesitate to act when not provided with specific guidelines, leading them to refrain from contributing altogether. This study sheds light on the intricacies of human decision-making and provides valuable lessons for those hoping to enhance conversion rates and charitable contributions.
If you learned something today, then click to keep watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next lesson.